All right, Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. The book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. And as we see this society collapsing, we see the woman which was held up on high, put on a pedestal, exalted, the queen of heaven's spirit. We see these same women ranting, commenting, making all these different videos of starting to understand that they had been bamboozled. The system have taught them that they can carry on and live their lives in pleasure, right? That they can just be this single woman, have multiple children, and just run around in society all willy-nilly. That they was put above the man as they get paid these different high-paying careers, OnlyFans, and a lot of different other things that a lot of these women do to, have a financial gain in the society. But a lot of these women, are taking antidepressant pills. They're lonely and so much more. But I want to play a quick clip of this, and just to show you, how these women, just to give you an idea of how women are complaining. But guess what? You chose this lifestyle. You begged. You protested for this lifestyle, to live this life. To live this life of, live your life in pleasure. Remember? Remember? Women's lib. Remember? On feminism. This is what you fought for, right? To live your life in pleasure. But now you are starting to see everything is not what it seems. Okay, and as we continue in this society, a lot of you women gonna see. You gonna see everything that you fought for was a freaking lie, and it was a joke. Okay, and ultimately to put you in a worse predicament, because that's what's about to come to a lot of you women, especially as you see this what's happening on a border with the influx of all these youthful, okay, and getting in age of males that's coming over here. A lot of you women about to be caught out there, and you don't have no hedge. You dismissed your hedge, okay, because you wanted to do whatever the hell you wanted to do behind your emotions, right? But let's play this this clip, a few clips that we have. And I'm gonna just scroll through the comments just so you can see, right? See what the
Y'all
people are
really
saying.
need to check in on those middle classers, because I'm telling you, I just went to the grocery store. I bought about 5 days worth of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, some fresh produce, maybe a bag of chips and a gallon of juice. And let me tell you, $400. What? Half my check gone. We make too much to get any EBT with any kind of government assistance, anything. I'm telling you, it's a hard life out here, especially for those middle class people. So y'all need to check in, because we out here hurting, okay?
I don't want to get real political or anything, but you guys got to check out this video.
I went to Target yesterday and bought 2 bottles of hair product, a bottle of shampoo, a box of trash bags, and 1 Halloween decoration. $70 on my Target Red card. That's with my 5% discount. My son's looking at the cart and going, Mom, this was $70. We didn't even get anything. Yeah, I know, kid. And he doesn't even remember a time when you could get a 2-bedroom apartment in a decent area of town for $600 a month. Now a 1-bedroom apartment in a mediocre part of town is $2,000 a month. Gas is $5.49 a gallon. It cost me $65 to fill up my tank. Before COVID, my grocery bill per month was $350. Now it's $600 a month, and I buy the exact same amount of groceries. This shit is out of control. What does the bourgeoisie think that the outcome of this is going to be? They cannot possibly believe that extracting every last dime out of the working class by inflating all of the prices and paying us poverty wages is a sustainable economic model. And the thing is that I could be mad at the bourgeoisie all day long, but they are doing exactly what is expected. They are greedy sociopaths. This is what they do. I am more mad at Americans because instead of uniting against this common enemy who is robbing us blind, we are fighting over whether or not drag queens can read books to children. At what point are we going to stop taking this shit lying down, put our foots down, and say, fuck this, and not allow it anymore? We cannot even afford to live in this country. We can't even afford to die in this country. The Republican Party is bought and paid for by the same greedy sociopaths who are robbing you, me, and our families blind every day. They are manipulating you into believing that they are going to save you from the problems that they created in your life. They have not walked a single inch in your working class shoes. They have no idea the struggle that you and I go through every day in this economy just to feed our families and keep them safe. They are gaslighting you into believing that I am your enemy so that you're distracted while they continue to do their dirt behind your back because they know that if you knew what they were doing, you wouldn't vote for them anymore. Why are you listening to them? The Democratic Party, with the exception
This right here. This is a fact. We are in a silent depression. If our easy credit system dried up and we had to live on current income and savings, then we truly see how broke and poor the U.S. really is. This is a fact. I've been reporting on this information for a few months now of how people are basically living on credit. Living over 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. People are surviving off of credit, savings, 401k, trust. All right. This is what people are surviving off right now. Okay. So that CC is very major. What people are living off. Why you think, like I always like to mention, the buy now, pay later, thing is going on. And it's very heavy right now. Everyone is doing the buy now, pay later because no one has this certain amount of money up front. Okay, so they'd rather give you this little loan just so you can do some type of purchasing and get what you need.
Of a very small
right?
few
Let's continue.
is filled with weak and spineless politicians who placate to everyone just so that they can get reelected because they want to maintain some semblance of power in Congress. Why are you placing all of your faith and hope in this party to save us? Your religious leaders are funded by the same corporate sponsors who have bought your politicians, and they are weaponizing your faith against you so that you are distracted by a made-up enemy, your gay neighbor or your liberal coworker, so that you are not paying attention to the extreme financial crimes that they are committing against all of us right under your nose. In the richest country in the world, 500,000 people are homeless when there are more than enough homes to house them, and millions of children are hungry or food insecure, having their one free meal taken away from them at school. 10-year-olds are being forced to bear the child of their rapist. People are rationing their insulin and dying because they cannot afford health care. The water's polluted, the air is polluted, the soil is devoid of nutrients because we have oversaturated it in pesticides. We're not going to be able to grow our own food in the coming decades. The planet is literally dying. And they are putting hotels up in space and telling you that they can't afford to pay you a living wage, and you are believing them. This period is going to go down in the history books as one of the most epic failures that America ever allowed to happen. Future generations are going to study this time in history and ask themselves, why did they not do anything? How could they not see? And if you're sitting behind your phone right now and thinking to yourself, it's not me, it's those goddamn weirdo trans kids, then you are the people that they will be talking about. Wake the fuck up.
Guys, she spoke nothing but facts, especially when she was speaking on.
I like this. I like a lot of comments, but I like this one too. Why would strong, independent queens complain about high cost of living? I'm totally confused. Right? Because this is what y'all wanted. This is what y'all wanted. Right? Y'all wanted to be single. You wanted to ride the CC, the C carousel. Right? That's what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted to jump from man to man and go about and roam the earth as y'all please. But now you're complaining? Now you're complaining. Oh my.
The higher cost of just housing. You can't even afford to live in the hood anymore. I remember back in the day when you can find a very nice 2-bedroom apartment for $600 a month. But it's very sad that a lot of Americans have been pushed away from the dream of actually owning a home because the real estate market is just so high.
At this point, I think we might be living at our in-laws' house until, we get old and gray, because the housing market is absolutely ridiculous. It's so sad because back in the day, you were able to just go to school, get a good job, get married, be able to buy a house, start a family, and possibly be able to stay part-time at home even with the children to help raise them. Now it's like, no, you get married, where are you living? Maybe we're going to live in a shoebox, maybe we're going to be homeless living on the street, because why is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath like $800,000? Like, I'm just trying to wrap my head around how things are going right now, because it's like, it's pretty hopeless for this generation, for us that are trying to start our lives and get a place. It's like, rent is absolutely insane. You can't save any money to be able to buy a place. They don't want us to own anything, and they literally want to like destroy your dreams of starting a life. It's just so embarrassing.
So on today's episode of Why Are They Charging That Much for Rent, my downstairs neighbor, okay, exact same floor plan that I have. I signed my lease in January, and I know there's going to be people.
Read the scripture. The book of 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. And a lot of you women out there, you want to live in pleasure. So the scriptures call you dead while you liveth. All right? Your duty, not only to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, but it's to service your husband and take care of your children, your household. This is your womanly duty. All right? But a lot of you women out there, you don't want to do the godly womanly duty. You want to do your own duty, which is pleasure, things for yourself, things for your flesh. Right?
It's like, that's cheaper, that's expensive, but whatever. 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,100 square feet. I pay $1,639 before they add stuff. But my base rent is $1,639. After everything, it's $1,715. That's what I pay every month. Okay, so $1,639. So my downstairs neighbors lived there for like 2 months and then moved out. I would love to know the tea on that, I would. And if you've been here since my Florida days, I'm not talking about the downstairs neighbors that called the cops. That's a whole separate story in a whole separate state, okay? Now we're in Texas. So anyways, downstairs neighbors move out. They moved out in Florida too, but also Texas. And I'm like, so I go on the website to see how much they're renting that apartment for. Keep in mind my $1,639. $2,247. I know every realtor's argument's gonna be like, yeah, but it's the summer, it's a peak time to move. Is that not like a $600 increase in the last 5 months? I'm gonna need to have like a chat with whoever signed that lease, genuinely. Because you're getting robbed. They haven't even moved in yet. I don't know if anyone has, but it was the only 2-bed, 2-bath apartment open for $22.47.
This morning I read that if your parents make $100K 40 years ago in 1983, then you'd have to make $292,000 in 2023 just to have the same purchasing power adjusted for inflation. $300K is the new $100K.
Wow. I remember back in the day, $100,000, you was almost considered rich. But unfortunately today, that's basic normal income.
Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Have you ever wondered why we are paid every 2 weeks when we work every day? With EarnIn, you can access
nothing.
Guys, talk about Halloween, talk about horror, talk about scary. 80% of Americans have run out of money. Okay, the Federal Reserve just published a study stating that only 20% of the richest Americans still have excess savings after the pandemic. And the other 80% have less cash on hand than before the pandemic began. Households saved a combined $2.3 trillion during the various pandemic lockdowns. Like, the savings rate was going up. And it's estimated that 1.3 trillion of that has now been spent.
Listen to me. I will never be able to afford a house. I will never be able to afford a house.
Home prices are rising nationwide as inflation remains stubborn and mortgage rates remain high as Americans compete for fewer available homes. Home prices in March were up 0.4% compared to February. Now that's the second month in a row that we have seen gains.
My parents' house that is $195,000 back in '96 is now worth like $500,000 to $700,000. My children will never be able to have the life I live because I can't afford to do it.
I don't think any of us thought when we were growing up that owning a home would be.
And things are going to get a lot worse, right? The scriptures speak about these things that's happening in the earth right now. Let's go get a scripture. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out the windows shall be darkened, and the door shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." So this is talking about the jobs, okay? Okay, with the takeover of AI, with the immigration, a lot of these people are coming over here. They're able to get jobs, and jobs. If they can, not put people on a payroll and rather pay them under the table, then they're going to do that, or have people come in that can work cheap labor, right? Say if you're getting, $17 to $20 an hour, and they can have someone come over from another country and they can pay them $5. Well, they're going to pay them $5, okay? And they're going to get rid of their regular employees, So, but everything is shutting down. People don't have the money to keep things going, so to speak. So doors are going to be shut in the streets. Okay, this goes into jobs. And the grinding is low. And with everything going on with inflation, which is going to eventually turn to hyperinflation, it's going to get rough and rugged out here in Babylon. And for all you women that's now ranting and complaining, we told you. We told you that this was going to take place. Y'all been warned, right? But you wanted to run around the earth, okay, and live in complete pleasure and wantonness. Well, see, here you go, right? Here you go. So don't cry wolf now. Nah, don't cry wolf now. As things start to get extreme, and now you're starting to get the short hand of the stick. Don't cry now. This is what you chose. Now this is what you must deal with. All right. But I don't want to go really too long with this video. You can kind of check it out yourself. As you see, it's from Dating Right, and you see the title of the video. So check it out, and I'm gonna finish this video as well. But yeah, check it out. Check this video out, and hey, you see this is how a lot of you women are thinking, and you celebrity women and you women that don't OnlyFans, you're not thinking about this like this right now because you you rather depreciate yourself and do XXX videos and OnlyFans and show your body because you're freaking useless, right? And what I mean by that is saying this: if a woman has to use her body, okay, if she has to use her because in this society sex sells, right? But I feel as if a woman has to use her body, you know, to gain, then you're useless. You know, this is my opinion. You're useless. Okay, because that's what you resort to. I mean, you have no other skill. Shame on you, right? Shame on you. But see, this is what a lot of women are doing. Okay, because they know they ain't got no freaking skill. You know. But I've been speaking too much. But go check this video out, and there's more videos like this surfacing. You know, of the mindset, doing the rants by you women. You know, but it's gonna get a lot worse for y'all here. So